5-4 Team Cherry at the second intermission. I'm going to speak to Kelly McCrimmon here in a couple of seconds. Want to remind you of how it works this year for the Vegas Golden Knights in the 2017 draft lottery. They will get the same odds as the team finishing with the third fewest points this season. They have a shot at number one, folks. Guaranteed no lower than 6th overall in the draft, and they will draft third in each subsequent round. As we bring you back inside the rink, Jeff Marek alongside Colby Armstrong, the assistant GM of the Vegas Golden Knights. Kelly McCrimmon joins us, and no one, perhaps outside of his parents, knows Nolan Patrick better than you do. Just saw a feature on him, spent a good chunk of the weekend with the young man last year at the Memorial Cup as well. From your point of view, when I say Nolan Patrick, what comes to Kelly McCrimmon's mind?
Well, he's a real special player. I think that Nolan's a little unique in terms of what he's accomplished going into his draft year. Because he's a late draft, he's already played 2 years in the Western Hockey League and had 2 great seasons. Was Rookie of the Year at 16, scoring 30 goals, and then last year over 100 points, one of only 4 players in the league to do that, on his way to being the Western Hockey League playoff MVP on a team that won a championship. So this has been a challenging year for Nolan just in terms of his health. He had the sports hernia surgery in the off season and just some complications with that. He's only nicely back playing now.
That's quite the sheet for a young man already, all those accomplishments. But you know, looking at this game and the pressures that surrounded even Nolan Patrick, the pressures that are around him, how much is really put into a game like this?
Well, I think that you know, players that excel or players that have tough nights, I don't know that you can overreact either way. And it's you know, it's a little bit these players in their draft years are you know, working on their final exam, and this is you know, just another piece that that goes into it. And I think you certainly recognize players that help themselves and perform well in this setting, and yet I think you know, some of the players that have a tougher time, I think you you know, have to probably give them the benefit of the doubt a little bit. There's a lot more hockey yet to be played.
You know, you mentioned players working on their final exam. Teams work on their final exam this year. The final exam is in Chicago in June. How much of your time is occupied? You know, the expansion draft is one thing, but how much of your time is occupied with the NHL draft in June for all the 18 and unders?
Well, the entry draft is going to be tremendously important for our franchise, and obviously every NHL team is going to say that, and it's, you know, has a lot of meaning for each club, because we're brand new, because we're you know, needing players, needing depth, needing to you know, acquire our future stars. The entry draft is really going to have a lot of importance. We've got a great staff in place, led by Bob Lowe's and Scott Luce, and together with our amateur staff, they're going to do the bulk of the work. I think where George McPhee and myself are going to be involved is just in terms of having a handle on who the top players are, being able to ask questions, being able to you know, have familiarity with those top players, and then alongside of that, we've also got the expansion draft, which of course our pro scouting staff is working on all throughout the winter as well.
Well, you've got one of the sharpest scouting eyeballs in the entire NHL, so Vegas has themselves a good one. Kelly, always generous with your time. We thank you so much for today.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Good
My
luck.
pleasure.
Thanks, Kelly.
Enjoy the third period. Kelly McCrimmon, the assistant general manager of the Vegas Golden Knights.